What's up, guys? Dave with Miracle Canine Training. I'm out here with Mr. Beckham right now, and we're going to be talking about the benefits of duration work. Duration work, in our opinion, is one of the most beneficial things that you could work on with your dog. What is duration work? Duration is any sort of stationary position that causes your dog to be in one spot for extended periods of time. And it has many, many, many benefits in your day-to-day. Not only does it put you in a position where you can create some forced separation with dogs that have separation anxiety issues, where you can get them used to being okay being away from you, but it has practical purposes from the standpoint of when you're cleaning, when you're having guests come over, when you're getting some work done if you're working from home right now, and numerous other places where you can continue to have your dog out, but have them continue to do something and keep themselves occupied without you needing to keep 100% attention on them. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be breaking down a handful of the top places in which we like to use duration work for you guys to start working on at home. Okay, so place number one, we use this all the time. Working from home, especially throughout the pandemic, we've had tons and tons of people fall into positions where they're working at home at a desk for hours and hours out of the day. For some dogs that may be working through the training process or maybe a little bit younger and can't completely be trusted to be roaming the house by themselves, you don't want them free to be able to go into every room they want, go upstairs, go downstairs, get themselves into trouble, find things to occupy themselves with. So duration is one of the prime places that you could stimulate your dog during this time. If you're going to be working at your desk for increments of 2 hours at a time, 2.5 hours at a time, things like that, you can incorporate a down stay, you can incorporate a bed stay, you could use any sort of command that you want to in order to keep the dog focused on a task. There's not really a too long with this one, because if you look at it just like your crate, your dog can be in a crate for anywhere from 8 to 10 hours at a time, so they could hold this bed stay for 2 to 3 hours at a time if you need to. And what's different between the crate and between this is we're keeping their mind active the entire time. The entire time he is in this downstay or in a bed stay, he is going to be thinking about that task he's supposed to be performing. So when we go to release him, not only will he not be super amped up and full of energy, but he should actually be significantly more tired than you think he is as well. So it's a great way to practice some training, have your dog not be bugging you while you're on Zoom calls and stuff like that, and to get some really productive time out of that time that you're home alone with your dog. So that's number one place here, working from home. Okay, so next place that we like to use our duration work here is while we're cleaning. This is one of the number one places our dog can be a huge nuisance, in either them just being in the way while you're trying to clean certain spots, or with them being scared of some of the tools that you're using. We see so many dogs that try to attack brooms, mops, vacuums, all sorts of stuff like that. So what we'll do is we'll incorporate a bed stay for these types of things, so that while we're sweeping, we can keep them out of the way and make sure that they're not getting into the areas that we're cleaning. And then for some dogs, like in this case, Beckham is a little bit nervous of the vacuum cleaner, we could keep their brain focused while we have this thing on, and we're using it to vacuum all around them to keep their mind focused on something else and help condition them better to these different types of tools, so you can get them past these types of fears. So again, second place here, cleaning, prime opportunity that we like to use these things. Hey, come on in, welcome. Please ignore my dog over there. He's holding a downstay, being a good boy right now. So one of the last places we like to use our duration is when we have guests come into the house. This could easily be one of the most chaotic times for most people with their dogs, as the dog is running over, trying to greet the guest first. People are tripping over dogs. People are trying to carry things in. It can get very, very dicey. So we like to utilize either a downstay or a bed stay before we let our guests come in, so that we could have them in a stationary spot. We could get our guests in, they can get their coats off, put down any things they may have brought with them. From there, we could release our dog to go and interact as we please. This is also a really great tool for if your dog is apprehensive or uncomfortable around new people, as it allows them to acclimate to the new person being there. They could see them, they could smell them, they could be able to kind of get used to watching them move around the house and kind of socialize from afar without that interaction happening just yet, so that when we go to release them, they're 10 times more comfortable. So this is one of the other places we like using it, when we have guests coming into the house. So the final place we'll use this for is to create forced separation. So if you have a dog that has separation anxiety issues, this can be a great way to engage their mind on a task while you're creating that separation. So we have Beckham in a downstay here. What we're going to do is we're going to leave the room. You can just leave those open. We're going to create some distance. We're going to leave sight. We're going upstairs. And then we'll peek over at him holding his down, stay still. And because we've worked on this extensively with him, he knows that when we're leaving, it doesn't change any expectation of him, and he still has to maintain focus on the task at hand, in this case, which is the down over there. So you can see again, doing a really fantastic job with it. This is a really, really, really beneficial tool for dogs with separation anxiety issues. Now keep in mind, again, you can do this with any of your commands. You can do bed stays, sit stays, down stays. The key is just that you have the ability to keep them in one spot for extended periods of time, and then you can enforce that position successfully with the dog. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any other questions on any of this, hit us up in the comments below.